Good morning, my boss. How are you? Are you fine? Okay, good. Today we will start a new lessons, but before that, we'll make quick revisions. Please pay attention and be ready. Your book, your copybook, your pen, your highlight, all things you have to be ready. We will make a quick revision from the previous lessons. We have talked about protists, and we said are unicellular or multicellular organisms that make their own food or eat other organisms. And the protist kingdoms contains unicellular organisms like the bacteria and archaea. And we discussed how do you tell these tiny organisms far away. The first protists are much larger than bacteria, and there's a genus number, maybe 100, 1000, 1 million, we don't know, of bacteria cells might fit into a typical protist. So most protists are microscope. This means, for example, an amoeba need a microscope. And the cell of protist have central nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. And here in this point, we have to distinguish between plant and fungi. Protists have simple body structures and lack specialized tissue. Be careful here. Simple body structures and lack specialized tissues and health unlike animals. Unlike animals, we know the property of animals. On the other hand, a typical protist include algae, amoeba, and slime molds. Bacteria kingdom, ancient bacteria, true bacteria, hot springs bacteria, and true bacteria. Protist kingdoms, plant-like, red algae, animal-like Paramecium, fungi-like, orange, slime mold. Okay. Protist algae, similar to plants, have chlorophyll, make their own food by itself, and the others, slime mold or amoeba, gale, obtain food by eating other organisms and move from place to other place. Fungus-like protists, such as slime mold here, break down dead organism to obtain food. Break down dead organism to obtain food. Now, what about viruses? What about viruses? We know that viruses are tiny particles that enter the body of living things, take over some of its cells, and cause the organism to get sick. The virus bridges a gap between living and non-living things. So, the bulk of scientists believe that viruses are not living organisms. They consider it not organism, so that they may be seen alive. Now, what about classified of viruses? Viruses not classified in any of the 6 kingdoms. For what? The reason is they don't carry out all of the basic life processes. The basic life of processes. We know the basic life processes, for example, use of energy, getting rid of waste, and response to the environment. They can only carry out reproduction. Only reproduction. Now, the common cold is caused by virus. There's common cold, we know common cold in the winter especially. And some viruses are not harmful. We have to know some viruses are not harmful. Sometimes enter our body of living things and take some of its cells and cause to it get sick. Make the person is sick. Okay, now we are gonna to mention some serious dishes. We know chickenpox in the previous chickenpox, polio for the kids, HIV/AIDS, sneezing and coughing, sent called viruses from one person to the other person. Now, what does the virus do when it enters inside a cell? It attaches itself to a cell when he enters, and it takes a control of cell for activate and produce instructions the cells. Give instruction for the cells to produce more viruses. When the time passes or over time, the cells becomes filled. The cells becomes filled with virus particles. The cells becomes filled with the virus particles, and it bursts open. It bursts open. Then the released viruses can attack other cells or invade other cells, causing infection and disease. So now let's watch a video. We chose a video help us to understand the virus.
In this video, we're going to look at what viruses are. Viruses are a type of microorganism. They are too small to be seen by the naked eye, much smaller than bacteria, and about 100 times smaller than human cells. They come in many different shapes and are present wherever there are cells to infect. In fact, viruses are the most common biological unit on Earth, outnumbering all other types combined. Viruses can infect humans, all animals, plants, and even bacteria. Viruses are very simple. They are made up of a protein coat surrounding a strand of genetic material. The genetic material can either be DNA or RNA. Sometimes a membrane called an envelope surrounds a virus particle. This envelope isn't made by the virus, but is actually stolen from the membrane of the host cell. This is a great strategy by the virus. It makes it harder for the host cell to identify the virus as foreign. As we just saw, viruses aren't made up of cells. In fact, they aren't really living. They are halfway between a living organism and a chemical. Because they aren't living, we say there are different types of virus rather than saying different species of virus. Some common types of viruses are influenza and HIV or AIDS. So if viruses aren't living, how do they cause illness? Viruses are parasites. They can only reproduce in other living cells. They enter a host cell and hijack the host's genetic machinery. They make copies of their own viral genetic material instead and produce lots more virus particles. After lots of virus particles have been made, the host cell dies and the viral particles are released to infect more cells. The released viral particles can also spread to other people. There are actually two different ways in which virus attacks the host cell, which we'll look at in more detail in this video. Viruses cause many human diseases, including colds, influenza, rabies, yellow fever, HIV or AIDS, pneumonia, bird flu, Zika, Ebola, and the cancer-causing HPV. They are just a few examples. Fortunately, the human immune system is very good at dealing with viral invaders. Sometimes our immune system will recognize a virus as an intruder and will destroy the virus before it gains entry into a cell. Even after infection begins, our immune system destroys the virus and the person recovers. Sometimes the immune system cannot destroy the virus fast enough, and the virus can cause permanent damage or death. In 1918, the Spanish flu is thought to have caused up to 50 million deaths worldwide. Scientists have developed vaccinations against lots of viruses, which have even led to the eradication of some viruses like smallpox, as human hosts become immune. However, some viruses like HIV have proved impossible to develop any kind of vaccine for. Did you know that antibiotics do not work for viruses? They are only for bacterial infections. If you have a cold or flu, you shouldn't be taking antibiotics. They won't make any difference. There are some antiviral drugs that have been developed, such as the one that dramatically prolongs the life of people affected by HIV. So there we have viruses. They're incredibly simple organisms, but are extremely effective at causing infection.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up.
Okay, thank you. Now open your book, page 41, to put highlight, please. Page 41. British Kingdom. This page from the previous lesson, but you can put highlight. We did before, but we repeat now. Yes. Protist-like bacteria and archaea contains unicellular organisms. Protist may be unicellular and multicellular organisms and make their own food or eat other organisms much larger than bacteria. This information is so important. There's maybe 100, 1,000 of bacteria cell might fit into a typical protist. Sometimes we can see it without a microscope. It length 0.5 millimeters. It has central nucleus, other membrane-bound organelles. It's unlike animals, plant, and fungi. It has simple body structures and lacks specialized tissues. Put light on this information, so important. Some protists, such algae, are similar to plants. What this means, similar to plants? This means have chlorophyll, make their own food by itself. Other protists, like amoeba, similar for the animals. This means can move from place to place and obtain food by eating other organisms. Other examples, slime moths break down dead organisms to obtain food. Now, let's answer. Quick check. A unicellular organism without a nucleus lives in the soil and breaks down waste materials. Are these archaea or bacteria? Are these bacteria or archaea? This means bacteria. Why is bacteria? The answer, it's a bacterium. It doesn't live in a harsh environment. It doesn't live in a harsh environment. The answer, it's a bacterium. It doesn't live in a harsh environment. The next, critical thinking. What stops scientists from classifying plant-like protists as plants? The answer here, in the yellow color. Here. Some are unicellular and they lack specialized tissues. I will repeat. Some are unicellular and they lack specialized tissues and have simple body structures. I will repeat, some are unicellular and they lack specialized tissues and have simple body structures. Okay, page 42, page 42. Page 42. What are viruses? As we said, bridge the gap between living things and non-living things. Viruses cannot be classified in any of the 6 kingdoms. But highlight in this point, what are the reasons? They don't carry out all of the basic. And we have to memorize the basic life processes. Use of energy, for example, getting rid of waste. Now, it's so small or very small, it needs microscope to study them. We need the microscopes to study them. We have to distinguish between harmful, viruses is harmful, and viruses are useful. Sometimes it's useful, and the other not harmful. The common cold, especially in the winters, caused by a virus. Now we have some diseases it's caused by virus. Chickenpox, polio, HIV/AIDS, sneezing and coughing. It can move. The virus can move from one person to the other person. When the virus enters inside the cell, takes control from cell activities. Controlled by the cell's activity. And when the cell becomes filled, the released virus move to the other cells and damage it, or invade other cells, attack other cells, causing infection or disease. Explain why viruses are not classified into any of the 6 kingdoms. Any of the 6 kingdoms. Why? You can say they cannot perform all the basic life processes of group. They cannot perform all the basic life processes of growth. Use of energy, getting rid of waste, and response to the environment, it can't. It can't do all of this. They can only carry out reproduction. It's only can carry out the reproduction only reproductions. I will repeat the answers. They cannot perform all the basic life processes of life, of growth. Use of energy, getting rid of waste, response to the environment. They can only carry out reproductions. Now the second, when could an infected person cause someone else to get sick? Okay, we know a person may become sick when they come in contact with someone who is infected. I will repeat. A person may become sick when they come in contact with someone who is infected. Now we have finished the lessons. The last page for revision. Listen review. Number 1, I will choose a student to answer number 1. Abdullah Muhammad.
Yes.
Can you read number 1? Animal
Yes.
with a backbone, yes?
Animal with a backbone or vertebrate.
Vertebrate, excellent, Abdullah. Excellent, you did well, thank you so much.
I mute myself.
Master, I think we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Mister, are you not talking?
Now you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, please.
Classify. How would you classify a multicellular organism that has cell wall but no chlorophyll?
Yeah.
Fungi.
Okay, here you can, I will help you. This rectangle or square, you can put not a plant, no chlorophyll, not an animal, has a cell wall.
Okay, we write it now.
Yeah, right? Write the answers. Not a plant, not a chlorophyll. Not an animal, has a cell wall. Answer number 2. This is answer number 2. Have you finished? Okay.
No, wait 1 second.
Yes. Okay. Mute yourself, Abdullah.
Okay.
Abdullah, Yusuf.
Okay.
Yusuf Tamir, mute yourself. Yasin Mahmoud. Yasin Mahmoud.
Mister, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 3.
A computer virus is a program that takes over your computer.
Yes.
How is computer virus similar to a virus that infects cell?
Yes.
That the virus that infects cell will let you sick and let the computer will not work, or the program.
Yes, you did well, yes. A virus that infects cells takes over the cell's activity. Yeah, the cell's activities.
And the computer virus will take the program activity.
Computer virus takes over the computer's activities.
Yeah.
Okay? Computer virus takes over the computer's activities.
Okay. I mute myself.
Yes, mute yourself, please. And lower your hand. Mute yourself and lower your hand. Thank you so much. Okay, now question number 4. Question number 4, Abdul Malik.
Yes, Mister.
Yes, question number 4, please.
Okay. This which kingdom contains some organisms that resemble plants and others that resemble
Animals, yeah.
animals.
Yes.
The answer B.
B, excellent. Protest. Yes. B, protest. Thank you. Mute yourself, please. And lower your hand.
Okay.
Number 5. Badr Muhammad, number 5.
Hello, Mr.
Number 5, please.
Okay. Which is classified as a vertebrate? Bird.
Yeah, excellent. You did well. Perfect. Perfect answer. Thank you. Bird, number 5. It's bird. Yes.
Can I mute myself?
Yes. Mute yourself, please. For the other students, yes. Okay, now number 5. Number 5, Badr Muhammad.
Mister, can I answer number 5 again?
I'm sorry,
What,
sorry. No, I will give
Can
a
I
chance.
answer again?
No. Yasin, no, mute yourself, please. Badr Muhammad. Badr Muhammad. Are you hear me? Badr Muhammad.
Yeah, Mr.
Number.
Mister, but Badr just answered now.
Answer, Mr.
He just answered now.
Yasin,
Yeah, I answered
mute
number
yourself.
5.
Yasin, mute yourself. Badr Muhammad, can you read number 6? Okay, thank you, Yasin. I will choose other students, yes. Bassam al-Masri. Bassam.
Yes, Mister.
Read number 6.
How are living things similar and different?
Yes. Okay, I will help you. All living things are made of what?
Cells.
What? Cells.
Yeah.
Cells. All living things are made of cells. However, living things are also different. How?
They have different cells.
They differ in size. They differ in size, structure, and how they obtain food. I will repeat the answer from the beginning. Pay attention, please. All living things are made of cells. All living things are made of cells. However, living things are also different. Living things are also different. They differ in size. Structure, and how they obtain food. Clear? Okay. Clear the lessons?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will repeat the answer.
Yep.
Mister, you're very good, Mister.
I'm the invisible man.
Hello, Mister. I have my...
Okay. Now don't make noise. Guys, don't make noise. When I put unmute all, don't make noise, please. Okay. Now I will put unmute. Don't make noise. Okay?
Mister, you're a very good Mister.
Yes, now we have finished. Now we have finished from the lessons.
Yeah.
Mister.
All students did the homework. All students did the homework.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, guys.
So can I say something?
Mister, can you show
I'm
me
the invisible man.
Okay, one. I will choose.
Who is the invisible man?
Mister, can you show me page
Okay, now I'll mute all, okay?
Yeah.
I will put mute for all.
No.
Okay. This lesson is recording. I will upload it on the platform in the evening. You can find it. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. Bassam al-Masri.
Yes, Mister.
You did all homework.
Yeah. If you want, I can show you.
Thank you so much, Farouk. Thank you so much. Muaz Majdi. Muaz.
Yes, Mister.
You did all homework?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mute yourself, please. Abdurrahman Yamin.
Yes,
Abdurrahman
Mister. I
Yamin.
do all of my homework.
Yeah, thank you. You did well. Please mute yourself
Mister,
and
which
look.
day is the homework of today?
Today we haven't.
Okay.
We did before. I will open the homework to assure you. Okay, stay with me.
Mister, just I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Right, he was in the last year. He was in Ilm school.
Yes, Education International School. Thank you.
Yeah,
know me?
I was in there. I was see you always.
Okay, okay. Nice to meeting you. Are you happy or?
No, I'm so happy. I say for my mom always.